In today's MLB recap, the Yankees are having one of their worst stretches of baseball in the last decade or so, and that's not even me being dramatic. Rumor has it that they actually have their eyes on a few different players. One is a current Rocky, the other is a former Rocky. Bobby Witt Jr. broke out the swim moves on this play at home, and it just might have saved his team from losing as well. Astros fans are saying that they've already won the Kyle Tucker trade, and it's easy to see why after rookie Cam Smith had another big game. MLB might have to test Profar again, obviously I'm joking, and Eury Perez, he was back to throwing triple digits. The Marlins have been a blast to watch lately. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's July 4th MLB recap. Happy 4th of July to all of you guys. I can't wait to do nothing but just watch baseball all day. And also, don't forget that recap would be impossible to make without channel sponsors SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use code Fuzzy on those two platforms. So before we get into the games, we have a few health/fantasy updates around the game of baseball. Ha-Seong Kim is debuting today for the Tampa Bay Rays. He is officially back. When he's right and healthy, he is a walking platinum glove level defender who can steal bags and he can hit you anywhere from 10 to 15 home runs. That's going to be a big boost for the surging Rays. Brandon Woodruff, he's almost back. He's going to make his debut on Sunday. The two-time All-Star who finished top 10 in Cy Young back in 2021 has a 2.7 ERA since 2020. He was one of the best pitchers in all of baseball when he was right. So again, I'm just hoping that Kim and Woodruff, they come back and they're better than ever. All right, real quick before we show the Yankees trying to avoid a Jays sweep. All-Star snub, James would have had 5 base hits versus one of the best teams in baseball. Wait, hang on. Torkelson, he wanted some shine. It's so cool to see him raking again because we all know what happened in the second half of 2023. He fell off in 2024, was going to be demoted in 2025 before he went crazy in spring. He has 19 home runs and 55 RBIs. It's already 3-0 Tigers, 3-2 Tigers. Alex, he answered the call. Get it? Because his name is Alex Call. Paul DeYoung, he got one to leave. He matches Torkelson with a 3-run home run. And James, he got some wood on this one. That is the last pun, I swear. That was his second of 5 base hits. He has 23 home runs. James's third base hit drove in CJ, and then James, he got a little bit greedy. He tried to go for second. He got nabbed. Brady, he built his house brick by brick. Okay, that was the last baseball pun, I swear. But Brady House, he delivers with a 2-run single. Now, after a bunch of singles from the Tigers that kind of got them back into it, they got a 7th run off the bat of Hobby on a ground up. But man, what a play from CJ Abrams. James, he got that run back. That's his first career 5-hit game. He then galloped home on a Luis Garcia Jr. single, who then scored on Alex Call's 3rd RBI of the game. Alex Call has a 390 on base this year. The Nationals, they just won a series against the Tigers. Staying with teams who won a series, the Jays have already won, but they want to rub it in Yankees fans' faces and sweep them. Addison Barger did it. Wait, I got ahead of myself. This one's an RBI double. Yes, he did go yard again. Trent Grisham, he tied it a few moments later with his 16th home run, but George Springer, he uncorked on another baseball. Or I should say baseballs because he had another one later. Not before Volpe dunked in a blooper. Jason scored. Wells doubled Anthony over, and Bassett did the rest. It is retied on the wild pitch. Nathan Lucas on a pitch at his corneas. He swatted it the other way for a 2-run double. And now it's time for the Toronto takeover. Barger bombs are back. Springer went way out for his second home run. His second went 421 feet. He's up to 15 home runs with 51 RBIs. He and Barger have been maniacs lately. By the way, he has 15 home runs, 51 RBIs despite missing 2 or 3 weeks on the IL. The Jays, they do sweep the Yankees, and because of that, they are now in sole possession of first place in the American League East. Now, after that game, I guess Aaron Boone called everyone in and they had a heart-to-heart, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. basically said that it was to remind them that they're the Yankees, that they're the best team in the league, quote-unquote. That's what Aaron Boone said, not me. However, I think the Yankees brass, their front office, are not relying on these vibes and pet talks, and we're going to be okay. Rumor has it they have their sights on a third baseman because they desperately want Jazz back at second base. They want him there pronto. Reports are saying that the Yankees are eyeing Ryan McMahon, a current Rocky, who would probably get shredded to pieces by Yankees fans because he's got a lot of pop. He plays great defense, but he strikes out 30+% of the time. Does that sound familiar? Sounds like Joey Gallo, but infield version Joey Gallo. The other guy that they have in their sights, and reports have been having him in their sights since the offseason, Nolan Arenado, a former Rocky. So how are the Yankees going to respond? You guys have to let me know in the comments. I mean, who knows? Maybe at this point, Jose freaking Ramirez is on the table because the Cleveland Guardians are the epitome of an embarrassment and groupthink because they all just huddle together and let's do this and not spend money here. They should be ashamed of themselves for what's happening to Jose's team after he took a discount and took his team to the ALCS last year. Cubs rookie Cade Horton struck out a few. He's got great stuff, and he got some help later from Reese on a bump. Why is Bo Naylor stealing bases? That was a fantastic pick by Dansby to get the runner. This chopper should have been out too. Instead, the Guardians, Yeah, they're not up a run because that's the third out because Bo got hosed. Instead, Cade, he kept punching guys out. He left after 7 scoreless. That's probably his best start as a big leaguer. Fast forwarding to the 10th, Clase could not keep it scoreless. Matt Shaw, he rocketed a game-winning sac fly. GG Cubs, the Guardians have now lost 7 in a row. They're 11-23 since May 25th, and over that stretch, they have an embarrassing 211 batting average as a team, and OPS just barely over 600, and for the entire season, they're behind the Rockies and the Pirates in runs scored. I'm talking like this is the most embarrassed I think I've ever been as a Cleveland fan. So we've brought up the Rockies a few times already. Let's go see what they did in their roller coaster back and forth with the Astros. The rookie, Cam Smith, you got it going. Man, Cam Smith has been a demon lately. Here's Ryan McMahon making a nice little scoop and throw. Seawalk does get the RBI on the ground out. Tyro, he put the tie in his name. A game-tying 2-run home run. Paredes, he socked a second RBI double for the Astros, and what a slide by Cooper Hummel. Not to worry, though. Tyro tied it again with the ground out, and rookie Ryan Ritter, he blooped in a 2-run single, and Jordan Beck, he singled home Mickey Moniak. Tyro, he then drove in his third RBI, and good thing that he did that because the Astros, they got one more. Colorado, they thankfully, I'm not a Rockies fan, but Rockies fans were like, thank God we won a game. They kept it there. Sam Halverson picked up his 7th save. The Rockies barely nudge out the red-hot Astros. Now, I know the Astros lost that game, but because Cam Smith went off again, Astros fans are saying that they already won the Kyle Tucker trade. So one thing about Cam Smith that I haven't really talked about in depth is his Gold Glove level defense. He uses his top 8% sprint speed and that 6'3" frame along with the cannon of an arm to make some special plays in right field. He's also just kind of getting used to right field. He's kind of brand new to that position. So he's playing Gold Glove level defense out there. And on top of that, since making a batting stance change to be more open in mid-May, since May 16th, he's batting .340 with a 900 OPS. And if you want to get more recent, over his last 21 games, he's almost batting .390. So you guys have to let me know, did the Cubs lose the trade? I think 100% they'll lose it if they can't re-sign Kyle Tucker. If you had the Dodgers having the best record in baseball coming into 2025, well, congrats. No one is impressed. But so far, you are right. The Dodgers are 15-3 their last 18. They're doing what they're supposed to do against bad teams. Some elite teams played down, not these guys. Freddie Freeman, he had 2 doubles and 3 RBIs by the 3rd inning. Ohtani, he scored on both. The soon-to-be 36-year-old is on pace for 46 doubles because, of course, he is. The future first ballot Hall of Famer is the active leader in hits, doubles, RBIs. Conforto, he really needed this stretch versus bad teams and bad pitching staffs because he's batting .280 with 3 home runs and only 3 strikeouts his last 6 games. He's also making nifty plays out in the outfield. Man, if he gets going, the Dodgers, I mean, it's just unfair. They're not even fully healthy. Freddie, he wants a 3rd RBI. Whoa, Mike Tauchman, he brought it back. What a play from the 34-year-old. Freddie then returned the favor and robbed Chicago of a knock that was only fair. He couldn't rob this one. The perfect game is over. Dustin May went 5 1/3 perfect. Mookie, sheesh. 410 feet to left center. He is trying desperately to get his OPS plus back over 100. I think it's at 97 or 98. Brooks Baldwin was the only guy who could get to Dustin May. He had that single earlier. Here's a 2-run home run. May was still awesome. 9 strikeouts, and the velocity was up there. 97, 98, 99. The Dodgers have 56 wins. We're going to talk about the Giants game after this Mets game because if the Giants don't win, they'll be 10 games back of the Dodgers in the West, and you can pretty much pack up that division. You can't say the same about the NL East because a Mets win gets them back to within 1.5 games of the Phillies for first place. Brandon Nimmo, he is going to fly past his career high in home runs if he keeps this up. He went lefty-lefty off of Jose Quintana. He has 17 home runs. His career high was 24 back in 2023. Now, the Brewers did tie it with the Caleb Durbin infield single, but we're going to skip to the Mets chanting, I don't know what they were chanting. I think let's go Mets, not Soto, but Soto's at the dish. He's coming off winning NL Player of the Month for June. Everything is going his way lately. Andrew he couldn't get there, and Quintana, as you can see, as he's getting pulled out the game, he was not happy with Monasterio because I guess his positioning was really bad. Pete, he ambushed the fastball against the new reliever, Nick Mears. That double pretty much won it, which sucks for Andrew Monasterio because he got some redemption. He hit a home run, which again would have tied it if he was maybe playing correctly, and that would have been the final out or something like that. The trumpets are out now, so you know it's Edwin Diaz sugar time. Yelich got on, and he stole second base. It was really... I mean, the broadcast was saying it was hard to overturn, but from here, it looked like he was clearly out. And yes, he is out. Luis Torrens combines with Lindor for the sick out. I mean, that was a great tag from Lindor. Matt Murphy, the manager of the Brewers, he was obviously upset, but Sugar got his 18th save. The Mets have won 2 games in a row. They finally get to 50 wins. I feel like they've been on the edge of 50 for the last month. Oh no, Arizona, they let the Giants get hot. We can all blame them For the next few weeks, I feel like the Giants are about to go on a run. Elliot Ramos, he peppered a double to score Willy Adames, and Willie did the same for Yaz. This double from Willie has to be one of the longest non-home runs in modern history, 425 feet, and it did not leave. That's how tall that wall is out there in center. Elliot Ramos scored Adames again. Elliot is so dang good at hitting baseballs. And we had another perfect game ruined. Gino said, I'll be ruining it for, who was the pitcher? I forgot to write it down. I'm trying to, it was Robbie Ray. There we go. Suarez now has 27 home runs. Rafi, he clutched up for 2 more runs in the 7th, and wait, I lied. He had 3 RBIs. So this is a 2-run heat seeker in the 7th. He also had a sac fly in the 9th inning, but we're going to show Robbie Ray right now because he's through 8. That was a nice play from Brett Wisely to Rob Tawa. Ray's out for his first complete game since he was a Diamondback. Ketel Marte made the Giants think a little extra about leaving Ray in for the complete game, but the Giants said, nah, he's got this. They left him out. Ketel, by the way, has 19 home runs and 40 RBIs with an OPS over 1,000 despite missing a ton of action as well, just like Springer. Ray, he does go the distance. He saves the bullpen. These are the kind of starts and games that allow teams to go on streaks because everyone's now extra rested. The Giants are 47-41. They're still 9 games back at LA. The Diamondbacks are under 500 again. The pain will not stop for the Braves. Joe Adell kept doing Joe Adell things. That's a 14-game hit streak, and Nolan Schanuel might have actually found a swing path that unlocks his power. Hold on. Jose Soriano, he struck out the side in the first. Look at the third strikeout. The umpire called strike 3 on a ball that almost basically kissed the dirt. Schanuel had 13 home runs last year. He has 8 already this year. And by the way, he had 3 home runs with 21 RBIs his first 67 games. He has 5 home runs and 13 RBIs his last 15. Zach Neto, this kid has power for days. I thought he missed it, but the ball kept carrying and carrying. He had a single, double, and a home run in his first 3 at-bats. He did not get the triple. I guess that Taylor Ward kind of stole the triple vibes. He was the only Halo to get one of those. Profar, I mean, he just stinks at defense. And Bryce Elder, he stinks at throwing baseballs, I ain't gonna lie. Jose Soriano went 7 strong. He threw 98 miles an hour on pitch 101. The modern day starting pitcher, I mean, they're just freaks of nature. A few decades ago, I feel like we were lucky to see 95 plus miles an hour in the first inning. Now it seems like everyone's throwing 98 after pitch 95. Like I said in the intro, Profar is probably about to get tested again. He has back-to-back games with the home run. The Halos take it. They're 43-43 on the season. They're 23-23 on the road, so they're 20-20 at home, so a perfectly even team. The Braves are 8 games under 500. They're 7 games back of a wild card, and I forgot to mention the Angels are just a game and a half back of the Mariners for that final wild card spot. And that's in large part because the Royals finally won a game. It feels like we haven't talked about the Royals winning in a while. Jorge Polanco, he went yard. I think that's his 12th. But that was it versus Seth Lugo, who was disgusting. He's going to come away with the W after the Seattle bullpen ruined a Logan Evans beauty. Bobby plated Isbell for the tying run. The kid just casually set a Royals record of the longest road hit streak ever with 23 games. Vinny, the clutch 2-run single, won it. India scores, and Bobby, dude, this guy is so much fun. We're going to talk about the Marlins being a lot of fun to watch. Bobby in general, he was a sitting duck, but he slid out the way. He was about to get tagged. He swung his arm out the way and smacked on home plate. Seth Lugo is down to a 2.65 ERA after striking out 7. It's still crazy to me that he was a Mets reliever for the longest time. Dom Canzone, he hit one 415 feet, and because they were playing in, they had no chance of robbing it. Like maybe they could have gotten up there. Wait, hold up. What in the world is going on with Carlos Estevez? I said the Royals won. JP singled, 2 are on. Now he's throwing a pitch to the backstop. Runners are on second and third. J-Rod, dude, okay, so he did not walk. It just brushed the edge. I'll give that. I think that just might have hit the corner. Cal Raleigh's up. They're not intentionally walking him. This is crazy. And he chased the ball down and weakly tapped out. Estevez, he does get his 24 save. You thought I wouldn't lie to you guys, I promise. Eury Perez finally looked like Eury Perez. He had an almost 11 strikeouts per night as a rookie before he had Tommy John back in 2023. Augustine Ramirez, he extended his pitcher's lead with an absolute no-doubter. This kid rakes. Can he catch Drake Baldwin for Rookie of the Year, even Jacob Mizorowski? This kid has 15 doubles and 13 home runs in 61 games as a catcher. Again, he's got my personal favorite right-handed swing in baseball right now. Jesus Sanchez took advantage of Xavier Edwards stealing his 15th bag. He scores easy on the single up the gut. Eury was on cruise control all night. He carved his way through 6 innings of one-hit baseball. He was back up to triple digits on the fastball. He had 7 strikeouts. Again, just that one base hit. This home run was off of the Miami bullpen. Matt hit one over the wall. Okay, that's the last baseball pun. Matt Wallner, he goes yard. And again, it's the last one because that was the last game of the recap. Ronnie Enriquez has 5 saves. The Marlins are 9-1 their last 10. Out of nowhere, they're 6.5 games back of a playoff spot. You guys have been requesting Immaculate Grid like crazy, so we're going to do the July 4th or like the American edition of Immaculate Grid. So we have a J and a Dodger. Man, it's been a while since I've played this game. A J and a Dodger. Did Edwin Encarnacion ever play for the Dodgers? I don't think so. Or, oh, I'm going to go throwback right here. Maybe this is not so throwback for a lot of people. We're going to go Russell Martin. Okay, we have who is this? An American-born player for the Dodgers. I almost went Freddie Freeman. That is not the case. I'm going to go Mookie. You know, let's go with a random player from the past. What about a Josh Beckett? Let's go Josh Beckett, just to throw out some old-school names. Josh Beckett, a 0.09%, born outside the U.S., 50 states. So we have a player who was born outside. Let's go, what was it? Fernando how do you spell Valenzuela? Fernando Valenzuela. We're going to go him, 18%. We have a Blue Jay and an Angel. I could go... I'm sorry, Angels fans, but this was the first one that came to my head. Vernon Wells. I'm going to go Mr. USA himself, Mike Trout, captain of Team USA. Born outside the USA, 50 states. Was Sean Figgins... No, I'm going to... Meister... What about Meister is Torres? I'm going to go Meister is Torres. There we go. A 40-plus home run season for the Blue Jays. Did Joe Carter do that? We have Joe Carter. I don't know if Donaldson got to 40. I know, did Edwin Encarnacion get to Bautista? You know what? We're going to go Bautista. I haven't said that name in quite some time. American-born player that hit 40-plus home runs. It's got to be Donaldson. Did John Olerud? I don't know if he hit 50. He wasn't really a big power guy. We're going to go Josh. God, I still have nightmares about John Donaldson from MLB The Show. Did Josh do it? He did. Why? Only 0.3%? That's crazy. Born outside the U.S., 50 states and D.C. with a 40-plus home run season. Sosa. We can just go Sosa, right? That's an easy one. It's 100% right there. Nice. And there we have it. Another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for always supporting this series. I could not do it without you. Obviously, you guys watch the videos. But if you enjoyed, do me a couple more favors. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the web gems.
This is laced to left field. Bader will make the play. And then a slow bouncer. Ozzie bare hands. Well done. Oh! Diving catch by...
Here, foul territory. Vargas will make it.